Hey guys, welcome to the series. Today we're going to be looking at the VPVR, the visible range. It's an indicator that really is one of my 5 most important indicators, and if I'm going to enter a leverage trade, I won't do so unless this indicator is up and I can see the information that's on it. But there's some things that I would like to show you, and if you would like to give me some of your time, I'll give you some of mine, and hopefully you will glean some gems from what I'm about to show you. So I'm going to take this moment just quickly to do what every YouTuber says, and that is to like and subscribe. That's the least you can do for the 10 to 15 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes if I carry on rambling, to teach you about the visible range. Anyway, I'm going to get straight into it, and here we go. First thing we need to do is get the visible range up. Visible range are these candles that you see come in from the side of the chart. Excuse me. So you're going to go into your indicators. You're going to type in there visible range, and there it is. I've got it as one of my favorites, so that's why it's highlighted with the cross. I suggest you do the same. I will say at the beginning now that this is a paid indicator, so you need at least the cheapest subscription to TradingView as you can. Now if you even slightly remotely trade, this indicator alone will either make you the money that the subscription costs you, or if it doesn't make it yet, it will at least stop you from losing the money that you would have lost had you not have known the information I'm about to show you, or had the indicator itself. I'm hoping that I'm loud enough because I've already recorded this once and it wasn't loud enough, so this is my second recording. Alright, okay, so now we've got that up. If you've made it this far, well done, and now we're going to get on with the information. Right, a few things to talk about. The first one is that there's within this visible range, there is, I think it's going to be, I'm going to get rid of that one. No, it's the wrong one. Alright, never mind. Okay, you're going to go into settings, and generally speaking, the inputs of everything are going to be roughly, just roughly around about 30 or 40. Then in style, that'll be there around about, yeah, I don't know, 50 or something. I'll put 60, whatever. So that's what it's going to look like. It's going to look very boxy. It's going to stretch across your screen, and it's not really going to give you any accuracy. Okay, so what my recommendation is to you guys is to go into the settings, go to your inputs and change your inputs to at least 100, but I got to go in at 150 for the sake of the video. This I'm going to stick to 100 too, and in style I'm going to stick this to about 40. Okay, and what's that's done is it's made all of these these candles a lot smaller, which has made them more accurate, because before, one candle could have covered a massive time frame. So that's the first thing that I would say to do. The second thing that I want to bring to your attention is this big red line that's sort of sticking out here. This isn't a okay, maybe it is. I was just going to say it's not a, yeah, it's not. It's I thought it was going to say it's a horizontal ray or a horizontal line. It's not. Okay, so with this chart there is a red line, and it can be random. It can stick out anywhere, wherever there you go. It's just moved up now. I don't know where it is. Now it's down there. So it's called the POC, and it stands for point of control, meaning that there is more volume that's traded in that moment than anywhere else on the VPVR. Okay, which I'm going to get to explain what it is and how it works in a moment. But that is always there. But sometimes it can get in the way of your technical analysis. It can get in the way of just making your chart look messy. It could make you think that it's a line of resistance or support that you're particularly looking for another trade that you might have. Lots of different reasons. So another thing that I'd like to do I like to do with my settings is find that POC. There it is. go into it, bring the transparency down a little bit, make it thin, and change the color to something that isn't something that's going to be used very often. And a lot of people don't use white. It's for some reason it's black background at the minute. They don't use white, so that's what I'm going to go with, and then I'm going to press OK. So here it is. This is the POC, the point of control. Right, now we understand that. I'm going to go as far back as I can. So if I zoom out, as far as I can go back at the moment on Binance with my trading view, the way that it's set up, is I can go back into the 3rd of January, and the date now is the 11th of June. So you've got that time period. Now, in all of that time period, all of the volume of trades that's happened, the biggest volume of trades that's happened in all of that time took place around about this kind of amount, which was around about the $9,222. Okay, that was the most traded area. Then it went up to this kind of candle here, which went up to $20,000, and then we went up to this bit, which was $23,500. Can you see that? Like, if I get the brush, can you see that kind of, I'm going to call it a well hole, because you've got this little hole there. So you can see that it went from there to there, from there to there. Now you look at the price range, the price range almost matches it. You know, it started there and then it went to there. So yeah, and then again from there to there, and so on and so forth. Anyway, I'm zoomed out very much at the minute, and you wouldn't generally use the VPVR going back this far. So what we would do is go in, and I'm going to take these yellow lines out, which are just support and resistance lines for a tutorial that I was giving one of my subscribers earlier. It looks like that's locked at the minute, so let's no, it's not locked. Okay, there, press delete, there we go, there, press delete. Now we can crack on. So right, so now my point of control is in white, it's down at the bottom now. Okay, so there you go. That's all of the visible range at the minute that we can see of everything that's on the screen. That's all of the visible range. Now if I pull all of the candles to say maybe here, let's do a line for you so that we know that we're roughly halfway. If I do a line there, yeah, so that you know that you're roughly halfway. I mean, I suppose I could move it to about there. That's roughly halfway, and then move it all so that all we can see on the screen is half of it. So that's what. Look at the VPVR now. Look at all of these candles. I'm going to move it to there, and now watch the candles. Ready? I shouldn't have pressed the left click. Watch the candles. They've changed. Okay, the reason why they've changed is because the candles are now telling us what the visible range of trades, the volume of trades that's happened, that you can see the visible range. So this is the visible range, therefore these are the trades that have happened in this visible range. When you come back to here, then it brings in all these trades, which would also indicate that if I only have like a couple of candles showing, then you're only going to get a little bit of that. Yeah, so what we need to do is kind of get something a little bit more sensible when we're trading, and have something a little bit more localized, something like that, for example. So what I can see here, now I'm not going into technical analysis with regard to which way Bitcoin's going right now, but I can see that down here there is this hole. It's not very big, but there is a hole. There is, if I get the brush and I will say there's a hole, and that hole finishes here. So if Bitcoin does break down, it will get supported most likely through this area of lots of lots of trades. There's lots of trading volume in this area. Okay, and if you look, it saved Bitcoin's bacon there as it touched those wicks. So that was good that there was all those traders wanting to trade in that time frame. So right, how can we help ourselves set up trades going short and long? Replay, short and long. Right. Let's say we're going to do a long trade right now. We're gonna go on and we're gonna do a long. If Bitcoin does end up breaking this pattern that's happening right now, and we do start heading up, then it's very likely, according to the VPVR, and I've got no other indicators up to support this at the minute, because this isn't a TA video, this is just a tuition video, then the chances are, because of this, that there is hardly any trading volume here. I think that this little tiny candle that's coming out here will give us some problems. I think we might find that when we get to here, that we might get a little bit of resistance. So we might get the price of volume the price of going up here really quite quickly, because there's no traders in here, and then we might turn around and get a kind of a bounce and then test this kind of area, and just get rid of that now. And yeah, I think that is likely what will happen. Okay, so that's how you use it. That is exactly how you use it. So you get the area. Now the question, I suppose, that comes after this is, can you use it on smaller time frames? And the answer, the definitive answer, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, is no. The smaller down the time frame that you go, so I'm down at the 1 hour at the minute. You've got like, see this blue line that I put there. This blue line would indicate that from where we are now, which is just there, to 10% up, it's saying that there's like loads of trading volume here on the 1 hour. So for the next 10% move, there's loads of trading out. There's loads of trading volume. So it's sticky. It's difficult to get through. But when you go to the daily and you pull the visible range up for the daily for that area, you turn around and see, well, hang on a minute. As soon as we break that candle, you know, there's the 10% move going from where we are to there. Well, it's 11%, but there's your move. But in actual fact, it's very much exponential. Like, it's really tight. Do you know what I mean? And then of course that candle would be a warning sign for me to turn around and say that if I am going to put if this breaks and we end up going up to kind of here, and we're going up and we're confident that we're going up and we've got a leverage trade in, I wouldn't want to be doing a leverage trade where I'm going all the way up and saying, well, just according to the VPVR and previous resistance here around this area, I'm going to take all my profit off the table here. But I would most definitely be looking at this candle here and saying, I'm going to take some of my profits off of here, because otherwise, if you're looking up to here to take all of your profit or to take most of your profit, and you ignore this this candle here, this little one, this is like one of those little thorns when you're doing your gardening. You're going to take out some, I don't know, some brambles or something, and then you get this big pyracantha spike in you. Yeah, that's what that'll do, and then it's going to hurt. It's going to really, really hurt, because you might get liquidated if you're... well, you're not going to get liquidated, but you might just lose a shed ton of money if it ends up rolling over and you don't catch it in time, because we could end up coming back down here. I suppose you could get liquidated. But my point is, that's important. So if I go back again... yeah, there we go. That's the visible range. And... so what I've done is that whilst we've been talking, I've explained to you that the further you go, It changes, doesn't matter where you are. It changes to whatever part and however much history you want to go back. And I'm saying to you that every time that we break a point and we come and we see this kind of well or the backwards letter C, there's one there, there's a big one there, there's a big one there. At this point here, if we end up going up past this point, then there is a massive hole there. So you know, it'll be a tremendous, it doesn't happen very often that we get to that point, but there's going to be a great long position there. And if also likewise, if we were coming down, if you look at this wick, can you see this, how big this wick is here? Let me just measure the size of that wick. So sort of going from that, where that white line is there, which is the point of control, we go from the point of control down to where the wick stopped. There's no surprise that the wick, the candle stopped at the point where we've got all this volume back here again. So it's kind of like the trade wars going on, you know. People going short, people going long, don't know what to do, and then the confirmation for the next day is that we're going to carry on going down, and then you've got all of this volume, all of this trading volume going all the way down to here, okay. And it did. It went down. 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 It went down, and it got saved. Now you would have known that after this fall here, you would have known that. Hang on a minute. I can see that nothing's catching us. Maybe this one might have caught us. So you might have turned around, and if you were doing a short, you might have turned around and said, I'll just stop it there, stop my short there, or take a bit of profit there on my short. And wait and see what happens. No, we've gone past it. Let's carry on with the trade all the way down to this, which isn't a point of control, but to a degree it is a point of control, in that you've got a massive candle there saying that there are a lot of people trading. Now the different colours, people going long and people going short, which doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because we're not interested in too much whether people are going short or long. What we're interested in is how many people were trading, because just because in the past they were going short and long doesn't mean that they're going short and long now. It means that what's important to us is that people trade in those zones, and if people traded in those zones in the past, then they're going to be trading in those zones in the future, because it's just the way that human nature works, which is why the VPVR and the Fibonacci, which also works on human emotion and not technicals, which is why those two work spectacularly together. Fibs, VPVR, and then obviously some kind of oscillator like the RSI, the stochastics or something, and then I don't know, the 21 simple average or the exponential average of 21 or something. So that's it really. That's the VPR in a nutshell. And if you had any questions on the VPVR that you weren't too sure on, I'd like to think that I've covered pretty much everything that you need to know on that on that point. If I've missed anything out that I could add to the video, then please by all means give me a shout. But really important, go in there, change these inputs, 150, 100 over there, change that to 40. Once you've done that, go to defaults and press save as default. So these are now your new settings, because otherwise now I've shown you that. Let me just go back and just show you what it would look like if it was kind of like that. All right, there you go. What, like, oh, sorry, what it's mad. I mean, that's almost default settings. There. Oh, silly boy. No, thank you for bearing with me. There we go. Oh, come on, Tony. What are you doing, Rodney? What are you doing? I've clicked on that and I'm pressing delete. Why is that not deleting? What are we doing wrong? Okay. Alright, let's right click on it. And press, there's no delete, remove, there you go. Okay, so we bring it all over. And there you go. It's just not, there isn't enough, like, each one of those candles is, like, it's like 5 or 6%. So there's no accuracy to it. So then when you go to how it's supposed to be, no, not how it's supposed to be, how I'm suggesting that it's supposed to be, then you've got a lot more to play with. There you go. You can see it. You can see that that's a danger zone. You wouldn't have seen it was a danger zone because the candles were too big. You can see there's an area here of little trade. So when you get there, it's good to put a little a punt of a long in. That's a definite long position there. Once we break this point here where the blue is, definite long position there. Stick a flipping leverage trade on there with a tight stop loss. Manage your risk. No financial advice, but that's going to be a fantastic trade when it happens. But they don't happen that very often. They don't happen that often. But when they did go up, they went up. I'm babbling on a little bit now, but can you see that big candle there? Look, big candle there. Watch, big candle there. This candle here, and look, big candle here. See how it works? There you go. Right. Listen, I really hope that you got some good that you got something out of it and that the content was good. I'm going to say now what everybody says. Please like and subscribe. I'm new to opening videos and sharing my knowledge bombs with everybody. It's something I'm passionate about, and it's something that I think that if I invest my time into giving out to you guys, and I can stop you from losing money, and hopefully in the end help you to make money and to become self-reliant, not to be able to be swayed by famous YouTubers that have got these great thumbnails saying Bitcoin's about to 100x or whatever, and then you watch the video and you go yeah I'm going to do this and this, and then you lose money. What I'm hoping to you to be able to do is to look at those videos and go, nah, there's bearish divergence there, or there's a bull trap there, or the bears are hitting. There's loads of different. The sky's the limit when it comes to knowing whether someone's video is genuine and someone is a genuine trader, or whether they've copied somebody else's video and they're trying to make their own videos. This is something that I do most of the time. This is like my main source of income, is trading and giving out to you guys and other people trading signals. If it's not trading signals, it's just helping people understand what coins to be in or not to be in. I've got a Discord. I'll leave the link below. Please join the Discord. There you've got access to me for a limited time, and you can ask me anything and I will help you out where I can. Join the Patreon if you're feeling charitable. $5 a month, that's it, and for that you get a chance to speak with me once a week, and I'll go through any trades that you want to go through, and I'll help you. You can tell me how you got to those trades, and then in return I will then turn around and say steer you one way or the other and tell you where I think your TA may have gone right or wrong, or whether I agree or disagree, etc, etc, etc. I'm rambling now, so I'm going to clear off before you you dislike my video instead of liking it. Okay, yeah, thanks. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening. Okay, adios, bye.